Now, Eyewitness News this morning.
And good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, the 13th day of May. Thanks for joining us here. I'm Curtis Jackson.
And I'm Polly Bell, and it is 5:30 on this hump day.
Yeah, let's go and find out what our weather's going to be like.
Beautiful day yesterday, yes. Good morning, Joe.
Hey, Polly, Curtis, good morning. It was beautiful yesterday. We finally got the sunshine back, and now it is going to stay here for a while. There's a big high vacations nearby. This morning, the sun up at 5:32. And the normal low is 47, but we're a little lower than that in some spots this morning. It is a chilly morning. We got to see that full moon during the overnight as well. Your forecast first for today shows near 40 this morning, so a little bit on the chilly side, but the bright sun, the blue skies, the light winds, the perfect weather conditions for springtime with us. Temperature this afternoon about 72 inland. Shoreline looking for about 64 or so. A little cooler at the shore, but still very nice with bright sun and blue skies and still a bit of a breeze, but not as windy as it's been. Temperature this morning, 43 in Hartford. The dew point is 38. The pressure's up there, 30.14 inches and rising. 38 Torrington, 39 at Waterbury and Storrs, 41 Meriden, 43 Milford, and 43 in Fort Groton, New London. We've got summertime on the way. Details on that in the 5-day in a few minutes. Polly?
All right, Joe, thank you so much. An autopsy today will hopefully shed some light on a suspicious death in Cheshire. A family member discovered the body of 62-year-old Gerald Patro at the Beechwood Retirement Community. Police are releasing few details, except to say they are treating the case as suspicious. An East Hartford man has pleaded guilty on weapons charges. 42-year-old Francisco Morales was arrested in February of 1997 when police searched his home on an unrelated sexual assault case. They found literally dozens of weapons, including a machine gun. Morales now faces 10 years in prison.
He got game and they got gifts. When Ray Allen was at police headquarters to file a complaint, a few of the officers got baseball caps from the NBA and movie star. One of those officers is investigating the complaint. Allen says an officer hit his car with a nightstick last weekend. Hartford Police Chief Joseph Crowell is looking into whether it was appropriate for members of the department to accept the hats and whether they'll have to give them back. Did the wife of a powerful Hartford attorney get special treatment under the law? That question still lingers in the case of Linda Spellacy. Spellacy pled guilty to 5 drunken driving charges, but will spend no more than 2 years in prison. She could have faced up to 10. Dennis House reports.
Bork Spellacy told me last night that his wife has not received special treatment, despite the fact that she's been arrested for drunken driving 8 times, 5 times since 1996, and has not spent any time in prison. He told me she suffers from alcoholism and needs help, but some think she's getting off too easy.
Linda Spellacy wouldn't say a word to reporters as she left Bantam Superior Court, where she said the same word, guilty, a staggering 10 times. The 49-year-old wife of prominent Hartford attorney Bork Spellacy had been arrested 5 times in the past year and a half for drunken driving and 5 times for driving with a suspended license. Without the guilty plea, Spellacy could have been sent to prison for up to 10 years. Now she will get no more than 2, and if the judge is lenient, Spellacy could be in and out of jail in 30 days.
I think it's just a miracle that someone hasn't been killed or seriously injured.
The Spellacy case has been a rallying cry for mothers against drunk driving, who say 2 years is too little for a 5-time offender. We spoke with renowned criminal attorney Gerald Klein, who admits it's unlikely Spellacy will get the maximum sentence.
A 2-year sentence is usually something that's reserved for vehicular homicide, and multiple DWIs, I suppose she could get 90 days, 120 days, 3 or 4 months in jail.
Spellacy's attorney says he will ask for a lighter sentence.
I resent the treatment that she's received in the press as some type of DWI Lizzie Borden, who's running around posing this immense threat to society.
At the very least, Spellacy would have to serve the mandatory month at the women's prison in Niantic, a sentence that many expect would be widely criticized.
That would be, in the view of most observers of the criminal justice system, a light sentence for someone that has 5 DWIs and driving under suspensions.
Mad says Spellacy has received special treatment. It did take a long time for her to get to court, and prosecutors could not explain the delay. And Mad also says Spellacy was allowed to leave through a back door of the courtroom, which they say is an unusual move. I'm Dennis House, Channel 3 Eyewitness News this morning.
On that same subject, Governor Rowland has appointed a special task force to study the state's drunken driving laws. Its aim is to close legal loopholes that allow convicted drunken drivers to keep driving. There have been a couple of high-profile cases recently, one involving Monroe Representative William Furey. The task force will be overseen by the heads of public safety, transportation, and the Department of Motor Vehicles, as well as the chief state's attorney.
And it's time that we take a look at our laws on the books and figure out where we can do it a little bit better and learn from some of the experiences and some of the court decisions that have taken place and are continuing to take place.
The recommendations of the task force will be presented to lawmakers at the next legislative session.
SNET workers want no part of the new Ma Bell, and at a shareholders meeting in Stamford later today, their bosses are going to hear about it. The union will get a chance to question the higher-ups about SNET's planned merger with SBC. SBC, by the way, is also taking over Ameritech. SNET employees are upset over talk about layoffs. They also don't like the fact that the company's top 9 managers are getting severance packages that could top $14 million. It's not a merger, but Phoenix Home Life Insurance is making a big announcement today. The company will unveil plans today for a $1 billion project for Hartford. It includes a domed football stadium, convention center, and riverfront shops. But officials say they have not lined up private investors needed to make that project a reality.
If you're feeling lucky this Wednesday, then it's time to play Powerball. The jackpot tonight is a cool $85 million, the second biggest winnings offered in Connecticut. Powerball tickets can be purchased in 20 states and in Washington, D.C. But some lottery vendors are having trouble with their new machines. The equipment is being tested around the state. It's supposed to help those who play buy and redeem their tickets faster. But at one store yesterday in West Hartford, the system was down all day. By the way, no one won the $12 million jackpot. It goes up to an estimated $12.5 million on Friday.
If I'm not here for work tomorrow, you know why.
Exactly.
37 minutes after the hour. In our next half hour, a Connecticut woman is charged with killing her boyfriend with a steak knife.
Also ahead, if you don't do windows, there's a new gadget to make it easy. But does it do the job? We'll put it to the test.
And new at 5:46, we'll take you ringside for a look at some stars on ice who skated into Hartford last night.
Channel 3 Eyewitness News. This is Connecticut's news station.
Coming up on 20 minutes before the hour, the Senate votes to stop phone slamming. That story tops 3 on your side this morning. Lawmakers passed a bill yesterday to stop the unauthorized changing of customers' long-distance phone companies. Phone companies will now have to get oral or written permission from consumers before switching their long-distance service. Ford is recalling 1.7 million trucks, including some F-Series pickup trucks. Faulty lug nuts have been linked to almost 100 instances of wheels coming off the vehicles. The recall involves F-150 pickups, most F-250 pickups, and the Expedition and Navigator sport utility vehicles. All the vehicles are from the 1997 and 1998 model years.
Warnings about small pickups from an insurance group that says none of the 5 they crash tested earned a good rating. In a 40-mile-an-hour offset test, the Insurance Institute of Highway Safety looked at structural performance, dummy stability, and injury risk. The Toyota Tacoma and the Ford Ranger and its twin, the Mazda B Series, got acceptable ratings. The Chevrolet S10 was marginal. The Dodge Dakota and Nissan Frontier received poor ratings. Meanwhile, a new device could save your life if you're injured in a car accident. The electronic black box uses a car's cellular phone to call 911 in case of a wreck. The box transmits the exact location of an accident to a government satellite through a cell phone. The information then goes to a computer at a local 911 center. So far, the system has worked in 6 crashes in upstate New York, and it could be available around the country in 5 years. It's a chore most of us dread, washing windows. Now a new product promises to revolutionize the way you wash windows and even your car. Deborah Ward puts the revolutionizer to the test.
Just screw it onto your hose and it's supposed to take all the spot-causing agents right out of your water. No more drying, no more spotting. Just listen to the commercial for the revolutionizer.
I just take the revolutionizer, I rinse it down, and I'm done. I walk away, I got a totally spot-free finish. That's
The commercial goes on to show that even in extreme heat, the Revolutionizer works. They demonstrate by rinsing half a race car engine with the Revolutionizer, half with regular water, rev up the engine, and look, the Revolutionizer side is spot-free. So I tried it. Understand, even the directions say you still have to scrub, then you rinse. It's the drying part you don't have to do.
We're looking now, and I don't see any spots.
But I also wanted to know if it worked on windows. I had Doug White, a professional window washer, try it out. On one window, he used regular water. On the other, the Revolutionizer. Again, you still have to scrub the dirt off, then rinse and wait. While we're waiting, understand it's not a high-pressured hose. You can't stand on the ground and expect to clean windows that are up high. Okay, wait is over. Let's see how the Revolutionizer worked.
Really see the streaks.
Right here, where the water is run and stopped and puddled and dried. And
that's not clean.
No, I would not consider that clean at all.
And actually, the Revolutionizer did do better
right.
than the tap water.
Right.
But not as good as I would want it.
No.
But considering all the scrubbing you still have to do, we came to the conclusion that Windex would probably work just as well.
Coming up on 15 minutes before the hour, an autopsy today will hopefully shed some light on a suspicious death in a Cheshire nursing home. That story tops this morning's headlines. 62-year-old Gerald Patro was discovered dead in his Beechwood retirement community. Police are releasing few details except to say that they are treating the case as suspicious. He got game and they got gifts. When Ray Allen was at police headquarters to file a complaint, a few of the officers got baseball caps from the NBA and movie star. One of those officers is investigating the complaint. Allen says a police officer hit his car with a nightstick last weekend. It's not a merger, but Phoenix Home Life Insurance is making a big announcement today. The company will unveil plans for a $1 billion project in Hartford. It includes a domed football stadium, convention center, and riverfront shops. But officials say they have not lined up private investors needed to make that project a reality. And that's this morning's headlines.